Hi! I ran Barcelona Marathon on Sunday and it took me 3 days to feel like a person again. Here I am, marathon review, my second marathon that I've ever run, and it's been tough to say the least. Right, I went to Barcelona with big hopes. I wanted to run a sub 3 hour 45 minute time to get into London Marathon, and I knew that most probably I needed to run a little bit faster than just sub 3 hours and 45 minutes. I spent the week before the marathon in Switzerland. The weather has been as as in London, so it didn't quite help my well-being. I got ill, I just had zero energy, I didn't feel good. I knew I needed a couple of days to recover from this. I travelled to Barcelona on Thursday feeling really rough. Felt a little bit better on Friday. My mum arrived on Friday. She is my biggest supporter, so she flew out to Barcelona to support me. And then on Saturday, believe it or not, you're traveling to Barcelona expecting sunshine and it's just rain from like morning till evening. I had to go to Run Expo to get my bib number. That's all we've done that day. At least I feel like we didn't miss out on anything, because the day before the race you shouldn't really do much, you should just like rest. But I was hoping that Sunday was going to be a little bit better. I'm going to take you outside because it's sunny. I find it really weird to like be talking to a camera. There's, people watching me. I've probably got crumbles everywhere. Right, we're back indoors. It was weird talking to a camera in public. I've given up and I've moved back inside. So here we are, talking about my race. I felt much better on race day in the morning. I know that I wasn't fully recovered, but I did feel fit enough to run a marathon. I don't even know if I would have been able to run my goal time under the perfect conditions.
Is it ever going to be perfect?
But I didn't want to compromise without even trying. I started off too fast. I went a little bit faster than my original pace planned, simply because according to my watch I had to run a little bit further. So I sped up by like 2 seconds per K, which can just make or break you. I didn't stick to that original plan pace. It did feel good the first half of the marathon, but the marathon's only starting from the halfway point and on. I started struggling from K27. One of the reasons was that my watch said 27.6k when I hit the 27k mark. In my mind, I thought I'm approaching 28k, and then seeing that 27k mark has just completely threw me off everything. So I hit that 27k mark, and from then on it just went downhill. Every K was a little bit slower, and then the sun came out, which was nice in theory, but it was hot. I had to run along the coast and there was no shade, so that on top of everything just made everything even harder. I just became slower and slower. My knee started acting up quite early on in the race, and I didn't really take that serious because I never had troubles with my knees in training, and I just thought it's a little niggle, but obviously the marathon is a very long way, so that just gradually started getting worse. At K38, you would think that you can pick it up a little bit because it's just 5k to go, but I simply couldn't go a second faster. I could barely bend my knee. I had so much pain in my knee and in my hips that I just took like the tiniest steps possible to at least keep running, because I knew that if I stopped running I wouldn't even stand anymore. My A goal was to run sub 3 hours and 45 minutes with a couple of minutes to spare. My B goal was to run sub 4 hours, and my C goal was to just run a PB. So I was still on track for my B goal. I knew I could still hit sub 4 hours. I knew that was possible, and I knew I was in shape to do that. So I pushed on to at least hit a goal of sub 4 hours. I saw my mum at K40, which was like everything I needed. She even ran with me for a little bit. She saw that I was struggling.
Bravo! Super, super!
She was just the last push that I needed to get to the finish line, and all I wanted to do is just cross that finish line. So I didn't manage to pick it up even for like the last couple of Ks, but that was alright because I knew that I've given everything I could in that moment. I had nothing more to give. I wasn't even sure if I was going to finish that race. I was so relieved to cross the finish line. I was in so much pain and just so relieved that this marathon was over that I couldn't really take in the hype and the atmosphere. It took me a little while for everything to sink in and to realize what I've just achieved. And I've run a time of 3 hours and 34 seconds, which is a really good time, especially under these circumstances of not feeling 100%, having physical pain in my knee, in my hips. I think I'll learn quite a bit from that marathon, probably more so than if it would have gone really well. And it's shown me once again that the marathon is no joke. It can literally chew you up and spit you out in the worst possible way. It's an absolute beast. But I'm gonna be back.